not eat mom's cookie dough. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, everyone. Alright, hello, everyone. Um, Today we are going live for the Midwest severe weather outbreak today. So we're gonna cover everything that's going to be happening here. We actually have a couple severe thunderstorm warnings to talk about here, and the reason why we went live today is because we actually have two particularly dangerous situations, severe thunderstorm warnings in South Dakota. All right, and that's why we went live and pulled the trigger here. So first, we have a 90-mile-an-hour observed severe thunderstorm warning for DeSmet County and Esmond County in South Dakota, okay? Those towns that I just said and counties, you need to be inside and away from windows because this is a particularly dangerous situation, severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, this is nothing to mess around with. This is something very extreme. Alright, and now we have a tornado possible severe thunderstorm warning on the storm below the 90-mile-an-hour observed. This one, just to the south, is more on the eye because we need to, focus on this one just a tad bit more because that's tornado possible. We do have a tornado warning here that is about to expire here. That is for, what counties is that for? Sorry, bear with me here. Woonsocket County, okay? Hi, Cassie Hernandez. How are you doing today? Hopefully your day's going good here. We're looking at the South Dakota severe weather outbreak, and other states have those too. We'll be focusing on that too. Hopefully your day's going good here. But we also have another tornado here. These are going to expire soon. There's nothing happening in those boxes anymore, so we're not going to really talk about that. But it's not just South Dakota, alright? That's the thing. We also have, where do we all? Sorry, guys. We also have Mount Horeb and Madison, Wisconsin in the crosshairs of a severe thunderstorm warning here. We got 60-mile-an-hour winds observed coming into Madison. Please get inside and away from windows because that is very dangerous, alright? And we also got a tornado warning here for Blanchardville, alright? And that is something wild, alright? Expires in 20 minutes, so be in your safe spot for the next 20 minutes if you live in Blanchardville. Alright? Please stay in your safe spot. That's dangerous. Okay? Yeah, very dangerous. Very dangerous. Bro, I'm in sick. Are you sick? I don't know what that means. But anyways, let's go back here to the tornado warnings here. This expires in 4 minutes here. The tornado warning just north of Huron, South Dakota here. Please be in your safe spots, as this is a dangerous situation here. Guys, this is getting wild already. I just have to say that. We actually got a new severe thunderstorm. Wow. For 1.75-inch hail, golf ball sized hail here, or a little over that. Look at that hail core. I wouldn't be surprised if we have some, maybe a couple baseballs in there. I'm in Wisconsin, in Kenosha, in danger. Yeah, we'll look at Wisconsin right now, actually. Kenosha, you said Kenosha. Is that on the southern or north part? If it's in the north part, you are fine for the night. You're having some heat right now, so just let that clear. But we actually have a severe thunderstorm watch here. For the next 5 hours for Milwaukee. So if you live in Milwaukee, this is going to be coming to you tonight. But right now, Madison, we have a 60-mile-an-hour winds observed. So this is pretty crazy here already. South, all right. So if you live in South here, in South, okay. So if you live anywhere south of Fond du Lac, all right. This is where we are going to get the most dangerous conditions here. So if you live in Madison, well, technically anywhere Portage South here, you are in the crosshairs of a very dangerous situation by Malquay. You know what? I'll search that up. Malquay. All right, Kenosha. Let's look up Kenosha. Kenosha. All right. All right. Yes, you are in the You are right in the crosshairs here of a very dangerous day. All right, so you're on like right near Illinois then. So if you live in like anywhere, you're in like one of the most dangerous areas for tonight here. So you need to be weather aware, get your alarm set up, just get any notification. All right, this is bad. Um, very bad. All right, so we still have these tornado warnings here, but they're out of the polygon, so they should be canceled pretty soon or shortly here. So yes, guys. Alright, guys, what do we have next? This hail core is looking pretty wild here. I never seen anything like this in a long time. It does, it's not surface-based, but it looks like it can form a tornado, soon here, if it really wants to get its act together. Do we have any rotation right now? Very broad rotation, but it is there, alright? So that's why we still have to keep an eye on the storm. Let's see if we have any new warnings. Alright, we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning, actually. This is for 60-mile-an-hour winds here. So they dropped the 90-mile-an-hour winds. It's 80-mile-an-hour winds. Are we going to get a tornado in Kenosha? No, you will not get a tornado, alright? You might, it's mainly going to be straight line winds. Alright, so straight line winds, alright? This is your main threat here. If you do get a tornado, it would be very weak, alright? I just want to say that, just in case you're on a tornado warning. It's going to be very weak, alright? Hi, Lee Matus. Welcome back. We're going live again. So, yes. Alright. We do have a tornado warning just off to your west, so just still keep an eye on that. It's weak one. So, in EF1. No, EF0. EF0 tops. So, yes. Hello, everyone. How's everyone's day going here? Just if you don't know what's happening, we're looking at the South Dakota, not derecho, maybe another derecho, but severe weather outbreak here. So if you live in DSMET here, 80-mile-an-hour destructive winds are going to impact the area. All right. And we have a 90-mile-an-hour observed just south of that near Howard. All right, that's pretty bad. All right, very bad. All right, and in fact, we actually do have what do we have today? We actually have an enhanced risk for this area. Alright, that's why we pulled the trigger and now we're live here for a bit. Alright, and you can see here in this big enhanced risk here, this goes all the way to Sioux Falls, so we're going to be talking about Sioux Falls in a bit too. And what mile per hour winds are we gonna get? 60, maybe 70 to 80. We'll have to see, alright? But in Kenosha, you are under a slight risk of a severe weather, 2 out of 5, so it's pretty elevated. Alright, and if you don't mind me asking. So yeah, 60 to 80 mile an hour winds. But for the wind side, alright, you have a 15% wind, alright, for 60 mile an hour winds. But it's definitely not as bad to your west here. What weather? Just rain, maybe some small hail in there too. Alright, but we can clearly see here you're in the risk. For tornado today, honestly, you're not even in the 2% tornado nor 5%, so I wouldn't be worried at all for a tornado to happen. It's less than a 2%. If we do somehow get one, it'll be very weak, all right? They're not primed for tornadoes today. Um but off to your west there's more of a higher risk. So yeah, again, it's not just today we're going to be focusing on. I might actually be live tomorrow too, depending how busy I am. Tomorrow oops, sorry guys, that was not meant to happen. Day 2, we have another enhanced risk. And Kenosha, watch out, you're under the gun again for a severe weather outbreak here, alright? But the main threat is going to be for Omaha, Nebraska, Sioux City again. Alright, Sioux City's just going to get crushed these next couple days here. So I definitely be watching out for that here. But we still have another enhanced risk. This is going to be mainly driven by damaging winds. All right, we have a hatched for 70 to 80 mile an hour winds here. Another derecho potentially. We'll have to see for that. Today we might get a derecho up in South Dakota, but this is going to be for Iowa and Nebraska tomorrow, so we might be live. Hi, Joyce Graham, FN9XB. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're doing good. But tomorrow we actually do have a hail threat, alright, for this area, Nebraska and South Dakota. So yeah, this is really bad. Let's go back to the category. We have a day 3. We have a slight risk here. Actually, we didn't talk about the other. First of all, I want you guys to look at this big slight risk. It goes from all the way from Western Connecticut. I'm pretty sure this will be expanded to all the way to Boston. Just the way models are looking for tomorrow for New England. All the way to, this is crazy, South Dakota, it can't even fit on my phone, South Dakota all the way to Western Connecticut. That is wild. You do not see that every day, alright? Never mind the big marginal risk we have in it, too. In day 3, it doesn't end there, alright? Yeah, we have a slight risk for New York City here, or Washington, D.C., and all the way up and back into Ohio. So that's pretty strong, alright? I think they should probably expend this marginal risk all the way into southern New England. I'll show you the models later at the end of this live stream, and I'll show you why I think that. But yeah, we have another slight risk back here too for Fort Morgan, Oakley, or no, Colby, sorry, and Goodland, Kansas here, mainly for damaging winds here. All right, let's go back on the severe thunderstorms here. Alright, so we have... Do we have any new tornado warnings yet? Nope, no new tornado warnings. I did get a new... I am going to start using sirens now for my tornado warnings just to make it more cool and more alert. So yeah. Look at these. These are all hailstorms. Look at... Oh, this one's starting to turn a little bit tornadic here. Hi there, how are you doing today? Let's see if we have any rotation right now. Very broad, but it is there, alright? So we need to be prepared for that. Alright, let's go back to our 90 mile an hour, 90 mile an hour wind. Alright, so the Middletown cell just got upgraded to 70 mile an hour winds. So if you live in Middletown, South Dakota, please be in your safe spot and away from windows here. Alright, that's pretty bad, alright? Look at this this is probably the most dangerous line up here, in my opinion, just the way it looks and the velocities are showing that. Alright, let's go back to Wisconsin here. We still have those 2 tornado warnings in effect, but those should expire soon. I don't know if they're going to expand it. There's not much rotation, but there's little kinks in this line here that we might need to watch out for. Alright, but it'll be very weak tornadoes if we see any over here. But we have a 60 mile an hour observed, again, for Madison. Please be in your safe spot. You're about to get hit by this. Mount Horeb, we have a 70-mile-an-hour observed. So that's pretty dangerous, destructive. All right. How is New England going? Oh, sorry guys, I'm just tired. How is New England going here? Born in Channel 6. We have actually a severe thunderstorm warning in New Hampshire. Wow, I did not expect that today. Near Franklin, New Hampshire, Alexandria, New Hampshire. That's pretty crazy, honestly. Yeah, look at that. That's a strong storm up there. 1 inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds for New Hampshire. All right. Let's go back to Albany here. Look at back on that cell. Yep, it's getting stronger again. We have more lightning strikes and new convection popping up everywhere in New York. This might make it into western New England, maybe a little bit of eastern New England. We're gonna have to see for that. That will not be till later. Guys, just look how much we just got a new. Actually, sorry guys. We just got a new tornado warning up in where is this? Haiti, South Dakota. So if you live in Haiti, South Dakota, please be in your safe spots. All right, this is a dangerous situation here. So you need to be in your safe spot. If you live in Willow Lake, Bryant, South Dakota, Vienna, please be in your safe spot. Okay, that is a very dangerous storm here. And there's my new siren, by the way. Yes, we have rotation right up in here. I'll circle the rotation for you. It's right in here, but I'm gonna, can you guys see this alright? I feel like you can't. Alright, well, right there. Now you can see it better. Okay. So, actually, I can't see that anymore. So the rotation's right in here. I'll show you where the rotation is. So, right here. This is where the rotation is. So if you live anywhere near Willow Lake, you're probably getting hit right now. From Bryant to Vienna. Alright, it's going to be heading in this direction here. Alright, Haiti, we're going to be watching for you next. Alright, Haiti, we're going to be watching for you next. Here's Haiti. Alright, so that's it for that storm here. Got to be under a, get under your safe spots. Alright, and we just got another new tornado warning. Things are getting serious quickly here, guys. A new tornado warning here for Bancroft, South Dakota. Yep, and I can see rotation here again. Let me do something real quick here. Sorry, guys. I'm getting it up again. Another new tornado warning here. For Bancroft, Osceola, those areas you need to be in your safe spots, okay? New tornado warning has just been issued there. The rotation will be right in here. Alright, big broad rotation. So that's a little bit more disturbing than this tornado warning up here from that little rotation here. We see right here that we already talked about. Alright, so that's those two storms. Alright, now let's get back to the reflectivity here. Hopefully guys are, before I continue, hopefully you guys like this live stream here. I'm trying some different things, trying to improve, alright? Alright, so this tornado warning is going to expire in 6 minutes in Wisconsin here, near Blanchardville, Wisconsin. You probably know where that is. Southern Wisconsin. Generally, just needs to be aware for the damaging wind threat that's going to happen here. But other than that, it's going to be fine here. Alright, let's go back up in that South Dakota here. This might be a little mini derecho that might be happening right now. So we still have that. Alright, so we have 70-mile-an-hour. This got downgraded. That's good news. It got downgraded to 70-mile-an-hour winds here. Alright, with the tornado possible here. Doesn't really look like it's gonna, not too much of a tornado, because reflectivity really got weak. And 0.88-inch hail, so I'd still definitely be prepared in your safe spots. Let's go back to those hailstorms. The hailstorms back here. Yes, we still have some very broad rotation, but in the, what cell is this? This is for volunteer in South Dakota. That's a weird name, but, yeah. Alright. Let's go back. We haven't covered Iowa yet. Alright, yeah. Alright, we got a severe thunderstorm warning is this for Iowa Falls in Iowa here? For 60-mile-an-hour winds and 1-inch hail. We got another severe thunder. Is this severe thunderstorm warning, right? Or special weather? Okay, severe thunder warning. This is near a very popular town near Urbandale and Des Moines here. So just north of Des Moines, a very populated area, a 60-mile-an-hour windstorm is going to get you. All right, please be prepared. That's all the severe thunderstorm warnings for Iowa. Actually, we did just get a new one for Fort Dodge in Iowa here, for 1-inch hail observed and 60-mile-an-hour winds. So that's more dangerous because it's observed. All right, please be in your safe spots. All right. Very, very, very crazy. Do you have any news? No, we have no new severe thunderstorm warnings here. Any new warnings up in South Dakota here? No new warnings yet, but look, you can see that little hook on radar right here. Right here, that's where we're watching for some rotation here. And yeah, the rotation's definitely there, and it's not strong, but it's broad. Alright, whoa, what's this? Whoa, they should definitely put a new tornado warning on this. Whoa. Wow, alright, so if I nail this again, yeah, that'll be pretty crazy if I nail it. But this should be for a tornado here. This might even be on the ground. I don't know. We'll have to see. Hold on, I just need to get my drawing tool up so I can show you guys the rotation. Alright, so it is right in here. In fact, I'll zoom in a little bit to show you the rotation here. Look at that rotation, guys. We have winds going this way and winds going this way. And look at that couplet. Look at that couplet right here. I'll show you guys the couplet. Very, very tight. So that means... yeah, and it's still there, the next radar scan. We should be under a tornado warning here shortly, if not very soon. Very strong storm. Very, very strong storm. Alright, we've got a new severe thunderstorm warning for Smet East. Hades included, Demstite for 70-mile-an-hour winds here. Please be in your safe spot, alright? This is particularly dangerous. Alright. So, yes. Any new warning? Nope, no new warning there yet. How about New York? Let's check the New York storm since we're in a lull right now. Alright, so we still have a couple lightning strikes, and this one looks a little bit stronger than it did a little while here. You can see here more lightning strikes. Look at this, just a little blimp, and look how much it expanded. Bethlehem. I wouldn't be surprised to get a special weather statement in the little next bit. So is New Scotland. You're getting crushed right now. Alright, so in New York. Alright? And we got more storms up here. Look at, we got another little blimp near, what is this area? Near Sherburne, New York here. We have a couple lightning strikes on the storm here. That means it's intensifying or sustaining, so that's not good. And then we have some dying storms up here. Alright, we got a dying storm up here in northern New York here. Oh, again, we have to focus on that severe thunderstorm warning in New Hampshire. This one still has beef to it. This is 60-mile-an-hour winds and 1-inch hail. This is a very small storm, but whenever you get in that hail, you'll get it. So 60-mile-an-hour winds is the main threat. Very dangerous. Alright, let's get back to the South Dakota storms here. We haven't talked about those in a bit. But look at this, man. It's just trying to crank up even more. Trying to crank up. That's not good. Dude, look at this little, thing that's going on here. It's like we got another MCS, guys. Like, how much times am I going to cover an MCS? If you don't know what an MCS is, it's mesoscale convective system. I know I said MCV last time. Just forget about that. But this is really ramping up, alright? This has 60 to 80-mile-an-hour winds with it being reported. So we really need to take in mind here. And for places ahead like Haiti, Lake Norden, you really need to be in your safe spots, alright? Just getting ahead of this situation. This is an angry, mad storm here. Let's look back at the velocity here. Yep, we still have rotation here near Willow Lake. Brian, get in your safe spot if you live in this area in South Dakota. This area should be under a tornado warning soon, because you can see a little hook in there. And the velocity is strong. Look at that velocity. The RFD is cranking. And we have inflow winds just cranking that possible tornado to spin up. Yeah, I would put a tornado warning for that. I don't know why there isn't. Oops. Yeah, the heat is really bad, guys. Especially in the east. We're getting heat values up to 110 and 115 in spots. So especially down here in New Jersey and Maryland. and in and in Connecticut too. It's even hot in my room right now. Ugh, this is terrible. I don't like this. Can it just be snow again? Ugh, I hate this weather. So let's get back here. All right, we didn't get a new tornado warning, but we got a new tornado same thing as heat index. Yes, I say heat indices, because it works better for me. I don't know. This turned into 70-mile-an-hour winds in Torpede. So at least they added tornado possible. That's fine, I guess. But again, look at that. Look at that hook right there. I mean, that's something you don't see every day. Broad rotation here, but it's there, and that's the bad thing. Alright, I'm dripping with sweat, dude. This is annoying. Ugh. Alright, are we on a new severe thunderstorm warning for Janesville? Or is this Janesville? Evansville in Wisconsin, not Illinois. Evansville, Wisconsin, and borderline Janesville. This area is under severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-an-hour winds here. I'm going to put my air conditioner on if that's okay. Okay. Just low. Low. Can you guys still hear me okay? I put my air conditioner on low because I'm hot in here. Yes, I do. I do have AC in my room. It's just, I didn't want to put it on so you guys wouldn't hear me if I put it on. I just put it on low. Oh, that feels so much nicer. Ugh. Anyways, let's get back focused here. Alright, so if you live... Yes, I hear you. Alright, good. You guys hear me. That's good. That's good. Alright, so let's go back to north of Des Moines here. Wait, is that a new tornado warning? No, I'm seeing things. We still have that severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-an-hour winds and 1-inch hail, alright? Near Huxley, Iowa. Please be in your safe spots. Any new warning here? Any new warning at all? No, but look at this. Look at this storm up here, guys. This is in South Dakota. This is an MCS going on right now. Very strong. Just take a look at this radar loop. I need to get water again. So we're going to go through this again, okay? I'm going to get water. You guys stay right here. Tell me if there's any new tornado warnings. I don't want to miss that. I will be right back. I just need to get some water. Lots of water. Alright, guys, I'm back. Sorry for the wait. Alright, good. We still got people watching. Alright. So... Alright. So... This MCS here is still really strong. So let's get back into. All right, they just canceled. Good thing, they just canceled the the tornado warning in Wisconsin. So that's good news. No more tornado warning. All right, just tornado possible. All right, so that's much better. All right, that's much better news. All right, I still understand why there's not a tornado warning on this storm. Well, it should be. This should be for like 70 to 80-mile-an-hour winds. Look at these velocities here. 80. Look at, we got an 80-mile-an-hour gate-to-gate shear. All right, so this should be upgraded to 75 or 80 miles per hour, not 60 or 70. It has to be more than that because it's strong. That's a strong storm right there. The more obviously concerning one is up here near Willow Lake and Bryant, North Dakota or South Dakota. This is a lot more stronger. Because so, just because of what I can see here. Whoa, that's not good. All right, we just got a new tornado warning here. They shrunk it down, but it is another new tornado warning that we need to put the alarm on for. All right, new tornado warning for Bencroft in South Dakota here. All right, now we got a new tornado warning there. for 0.75-inch hails. They just upgraded the hail, but still there. Yeah, everything's starting to kick off here. We're gonna be live for another 20 to 30 minutes, so. Maybe a little bit less. We'll see. But yeah, guys, this is really cranking off quickly here. Let's go back to New York again. We haven't talked about that in quite some bit. Alright, so we still have that storm up here, and it looks like let's see if it gets stronger or weaker. It got a little bit weaker, but there's still lightning strikes on there, so I don't want to get ahead of myself. But it's still strong. Look at that. It's so strong here. I would definitely put a special weather statement on that if I were you. But the storm up near New York, near Earlville, New York, this storm is actually, I think it's getting stronger. Let's see. No, it's getting weaker. All right, sorry, it's getting weaker. All right, so it's a dying thunderstorm near Earlville. I would still get inside because there's still lightning with it, but it's definitely not as strong as it once was. We do have some more convection starting to form near Hornell. All right, so that's a sign of things to come potentially. I'm curious. Is there any new storms up here? Well, I mean, this storm's not the strongest, but whatever. Any new storms in Connecticut or Rhode Island yet? Look at the satellite. Wow, this is cool. Look at this. Well, you can see here the storm in Albany's. This would be very photogenic. That's like a nice little tower that you can see. This too. To be honest, I think the storms are actually strengthening if they look like that on satellite. Honestly, they have to be getting stronger. Take a look at the satellite loop. Yeah, it's stronger. The Albany storm is getting higher and higher here. I'm not even joking here. Any new warnings or tornado warnings? Alright, just the same thing we generally talked about here. Let's go back to South Dakota. Actually, I need to get my radar back up. Alright. Let's go back to that tornado warning here up in South Dakota here. Look at this line. This is a strong line here. Very strong line up here, honestly. So we need to be prepared here if you live in Willow Lake for those tornadic wind gusts. Alright. So, this storm might need to have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Hazel and Henry here in Watertown in, what is this, South Dakota? In South Dakota here. Because I can look at this bow. It's heading north now. So it was just generally heading south. Now it's going north towards Watertown. This area should be watching out in the next hour or two for a severe thunderstorm. All right, it would it would pack winds up to 70 miles per hour. So I wouldn't be shocked if I see one here. All right. All right. We did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning for Salem in South Dakota and Montrose here. This is for 70-mile-an-hour winds, all right, and 1-inch hail. Look at all these storms starting to pop off in western South Dakota here. All hailers, all right? Not really focused on that too much. Yep, all right. All right. See, I knew this was going to happen, and I even called it. All right? Bethlehem and East Greenbush, we are now under a special weather statement. See, I nailed it, all right? I should have drawn it. All right, so yes, this storm is actually getting a bit stronger now because we have 3 lightning strikes. All right, maybe even more. So that strong. That storm is getting stronger. Sorry, guys. I have a lot of things going on tomorrow, just because the severe weather threat for entire New England tomorrow. So yeah, this is pretty plumb wild here. Look at, we got 3 little not supercells, but those 3 little thunderstorms starting to develop here. Let's look at satellite. Wow, I mean, just look at that. I mean, the new weatherized radar has gotten so advanced. Look at, you can even see it looks 3D, but it's not. It's just because the way they put it. It makes it look very cool. And here's the dying thunderstorm we're talking about. Oh yeah, I forgot about Toronto. We were supposed to. I was planning that for my live stream today. But we do have a thunderstorm near Catherine's and Niagara Falls in Canada. All right, be prepared. Don't be scared. Any new tornado warnings yet? Nope. Alright, we did get a new mesoscale discussion though for 75 to 90 mile an hour winds in 1 to golf ball size hail in Minneapolis or just around Minneapolis. Again, you're in the slight risk of Minneapolis, so I wouldn't be so surprised if you don't see anything. All right, but now let's go over the outlooks for tomorrow. We didn't really talk about. We did talk about it in the beginning, but I wonder if it changed. No, but we still have that big slight risk and a big marginal around that. This is going to be for wins here, all right? But the main threat is definitely in the enhanced risk area. But we still, all right, we still have wins here. This is another area of concern in Pennsylvania here for, like a hatched or an enhanced risk. All right, the slight risk could even be extended into all of Western Massachusetts. You know what? Matter of fact, whoa. Matter of fact, Jeez Louise, what happened? That happens. Yep. All right. Sorry, I keep getting caught off guard here, but I was right. They did just issue a severe thunderstorm warning for Clark, and Watertown. All right, I nailed it again. All right. So again, I mean, you can clearly tell here that we have this bow echo heading towards Watertown here. Please be in your safe spots, okay? And then behind that, we have this big hail core and potential tornado possibility. All right, so we need to start worrying about that up there. All right. All right. No new tornado warnings yet, which is good. Good. I don't want to see any tornado warnings. I don't feel like it right now. All right. Let's look at the models here. That's what you all have been waiting for, probably in your heads. Let's look at the 18ZHRRR, and let's look at North Dakota, South Dakota. Then we'll look at New England. All right. Because I don't want to leave New England and the Midwest left out. But here's today. We got those storms, right? Again, I'm not going to be live at 3 a.m., all right? But that's probably when the peak of the severe weather is going to be. And then this is going to head off. This is going to be maybe a derecho, another derecho. All right, July is the month of derechos, basically. But this is around, what is this? 5 p.m. tomorrow. Look at this line here. All right, and this will continue all night into Ohio here. It will get weaker, but it will continue all night here. All right, and then this will move, almost maybe even to Pennsylvania here, but it definitely would weaken. And then we have on the next day 3, we have storms starting to fire here, and they still have a marginal here. I think they might upgrade it to slight. Honestly, to be honest with you, all right, I wouldn't be surprised. But anyways, let's look at New England now because this is our second area. But we can see here near midnight, there's going to be some showers and storms that try to go into Connecticut and Rhode Island and Mass. All right, so yeah, and then tomorrow morning here, look at the storm starting to get their prime energy here. All right, this is around 8 to 9 p.m. ish. Look, we got our first batch of storms here in Pennsylvania. The HRRR has gotten weaker with their runs. Tip the past week or so, it used to be more bullish. Now it's like kind of tuned out and it's a little less accurate as it was. We're going to look at the Rufus after because that's kind of like the new HRRR in my opinion. But these storms do head into Rhode Island here in Connecticut. These could be north too, so I wouldn't be surprised if these are in Massachusetts too. Alright, so yeah, that's the new 18ZRRR here. Now let's take a look at the Rufus, alright? Rufus A. Now this model tends to be a tad bit more accurate, alright? Because in my opinion, it's a tad bit more accurate. Look, we have that cell in New York that we were talking about. It's not this bullish. It's a bit bullish, but it's good with cells. All right, and then this is tomorrow here. All right, so here's tomorrow. So we start to see some storms to develop. Whoa. All right, so you can see here in Pennsylvania, we have some storms developing tomorrow. Okay. And then look at this big storm near Hartford. I think they might even expand the slight risk west. I mean east, just based on what I'm seeing here. Like, look at that big hail core. Wow, plumb wild. Then this heads into Norwich, Middletown, Rhode Island here. This is crazy here. Then it continues to move off into the coast here. I wouldn't be surprised if they added a slight risk, just based off what I'm seeing here. maybe 60 to 80 mile an hour winds here. Another derecho might be possible from New York all the way to Providence South. There might be a slight risk derecho might happen tomorrow. And then the next day, we cannot forget about the next day here. We have another threat for severe thunderstorm warnings. And look at Connecticut just seems to be the bullseye in Massachusetts and New York lately. I don't know why. But we can take a look here and look at this. We got 3 main cells here. Don't take a look at where these are. They could be in northern Connecticut, Long Island. Just don't take a peek at what that shows. But again, look at this is around 4. This is 4 o'clock. This is 4 o'clock, guys. And already storms are popping off. 3, 2, 3 o'clock. And then look at, wow, this is a bullish run of the Rufus model here. So it shows this, look at this hailer in New London County here. This would produce winds up to 70 to maybe even 80 miles per hour. I don't think that's going to happen, though. This model is way overdone sometimes. That's a supercell. Then that moves through into South Kingstown, right? But then look at the storms here. I mean, the environment on Saturday is going to be so vulnerable for storms, all right? It's going to be bad. Look at this line here, all right? That's a pretty strong line. And then, whoa. Wow, around 7 o'clock, New London gets hit again. I don't know if that was going to happen, but we'll see here. All right, Middletown, look at this. This is a huge storm here. Very big storm. All of Connecticut. And look at New York, too. Look at this bullish run here. Look at all these storms here on the 4th of July here. That's not good. And then, wow, not done. 7, 8 o'clock, we get more storms developing over the same areas again. Danbury, Connecticut, Providence, Rhode Island, another round of storms. All right, and then finally it ends around, what is this, midnight? Jeez Louise. All right, so that's that. And then it seems to me, all right, and then that's it. Sunday, we're all done. We're all done. Sunday, we can go back to enjoying our nice days. But then we have another rain threat to watch out for. But this new run, I wonder if it shows flash flooding. Honestly, let's see here. I don't know if it shows flash flooding. It'd be pretty wild here if it did. Does it not have? Oh, here's so. Yep. See, I knew it. Look at this bullseye in southern Connecticut here. look at out of all the areas, southern Connecticut. That's crazy. I knew it's a bullseye, but I didn't know it was gonna be that bad. So, in my opinion, oops, I accidentally clicked on this. So you can see, look at this slight risk for tomorrow. Look, you can see how it is in western Connecticut, but I showed you all of the evidence to support why I think this is going to move just a tad bit to the east here. I think the slight risk should be extended no, I don't want red. That's for my tornado warnings. For right here. This should be all the way at least to Cape Cod. Alright, just because there's going to be maybe even a mini, enhanced risk in here. I don't know. I'm just saying things. But the derecho is going to be, if we were to get one, it would be in this area. Alright, so that's just for tomorrow. Alright, I don't know. We'll have to see here. Then day 3, this is a little underdone here. We should have a marginal or a slight that goes up into here. Maybe even northward than that. Alright? Well, this is messy. But yeah, generally you guys see what I'm saying here. But yeah, let's see the excessive rainfall. Day 2, alright, so day 3 we do have a marginal risk of excessive flooding. Day 4, okay, we got more, and then day 5. See, this is gonna start. So next week we're not gonna really talk about this last week, but we have a flash flooding rate next week for all of Pennsylvania and all of New England here. All right, we're not gonna. Let's go back to the warnings here. All right, we need to go back here. See if we had any new tornado warnings or severe thunderstorm warnings. All right, they did cancel the tornado warning here, which is good, but it's still gonna be a dangerous storm for a long time. So yeah, this is crazy. Honestly here. All right, guys, I am going to leave the live stream here. Sorry, we had to end it a little bit early, but generally you get the environment for today. If you're under a severe thunderstorm warning, get inside away from windows, and if you're under a tornado warning, get inside, go to your basement. All right. Alright, guys, have a great day, and I will see you potentially tomorrow.